Syed Tariq. Welcome. Could you please introduce yourself and the organization that you take part in?
The name of the organization is World Organization of Religions and Knowledge. The short is, we call them workers. We have a chain spread out throughout the country. We have a presence in at least 100 districts of India. India is a large country. So we have district level presidents, then state level presidents, and then I run the organization, the president of the whole organization. The main motto of our organization is work for compassion. And the compassion, it includes, naturally, the peace comes first. Peace is there, the justice is there. We search for peace with the society. We search for peace with environment. So our workers are engaged in those activities also, which relate to the environment, like plantation, water conservation, the river cleaning, and other things like that. This also pertains to peace. I mean, peace, we think that is not limited to making peace between two quarreling persons. Mainly, we go to the grassroots level. We communicate with them, the uneducated people. There's a large mass of uneducated people here in India. We reach out to them. We talk to them. We talk about the peace, the disturbance of peace between different religions. We talk about the common grounds between different religions. We are active all over the year. We don't pay anything to our workers. They are very dedicated because they are very motivated. So they work throughout the year. Every day there are activities. We also have signed MOUs with the different organizations. The organization, we may differ with some of their ideas, but whatever is common between them and us, we don't hesitate to cooperate, at least in that area.
Thank you, Allama. It sounds like you have a lot of initiative going on from your organization too. Now, I want to ask you how you first encountered the organization HWPL.
Yeah, there was one lady. She was from Mumbai, a very famous city here in India. So she was also a social activist. One day in 2017, she called me and she told me about the HWPL. Because she had been invited to Korea and she had been there and she came back. And then she introduced me that those people are working marvelous. They are doing good work in the line of peace. But then she cautioned me too that there is a rumor that they have some strange religion too. She said, she couldn't verify this, but then she cautioned me. And then she told me that she recommended my name there. Then one day, they called me. She was probably Miss Christine, the name was. And she called me from HWPL, from Korea. I had many questions. I searched the Google found out about the organization, found out about the objections raised against the organization. And then I thought, and I knew, because when I started something, there was opposition everywhere. People do oppose when you come out to reform anything. So I thought there's no harm in going a few miles with them. I'll find out in due course of time. And then I'm no child. No one can induce his or her thoughts in me against my will. It was a big attraction for me, the word peace. And they were working for the world peace and in a unique way, which none of them, or at least till now, they started those war office meetings. I represented Islam in those meetings. And there were people from other religions. It went on for every month. They were from Christianity, they were from Jainism, they were from Sikhism, they were from Hinduism, and other religions. And we used to have a set questionnaire on which we had to present our point of view according to our religion. It was interesting. It was a good platform to know the views on different topics of other persons belonging to different religions. This WAPAFS meetings thing, they have in different countries, but then they have international WAPAFS meetings in which there are persons from different countries and from different religions who discuss it among ourselves. So I mean, that was very interesting and very educating too. So that was the beginning with HWPL in 2017.
Thank you. Now, it sounded like you had a lot of questions about HWPL in the beginning. Could you please share us some questions that you asked to the HWPL in the very first meetings you had?
It was there on Google too. The people said that they have a hidden agenda. And they have an organization, Mr. Man Hee Lee. He's the chairman of this organization. He is also the religious head of a new sect in Christianity. And there are thousands of sects in Christianity. More than 25,000 registered churches are there, registered denominations are there. And those which are not registered, they are others. But then all of them, I mean, they started somewhere, and they, at some point of time, a new denomination came out. The others opposed them. But then when they grew, they adjusted them. There are many sects among Muslims. There are many sects among Hindus. I've been interacting with through these forums. There are hundreds of them. And so it didn't matter for me. Suppose I'm a religious head and I started peace organization also. So that doesn't mean that I am propagating my religion through that peace organization. But with time, I found out that it wasn't their purpose, and they were really, genuinely working for peace. And their Shincheonjin church, that was separate from this peace thing and HWPL, what they are working for. How can you blame someone who's working for peace that he adheres to certain faith? So in HWPL, we work for peace, and they never propagated their religion. I mean, it was me, myself, who was interested in knowing about their belief or their church or Shincheonjin church. I am still interested in that. But then in peace activities, there is no mixing of imposing. There is no imposition of any religion on anyone. They can't do it. As I cannot impose my religion when they also cannot impose their religion on me. And of course, we should not be on blind faith. When I'm a rational person, and everyone should do it. And if something is better and something is good, you must accept it. And I've been doing it all throughout my life. So that is the way to go for peace. And that is the way we are going for peace with HWPL.
Thank you, Allama. We heard that you participated in work office that are led by HWPL for 4 to 5 years, starting from 2017. Now, I want to ask you 2 questions regarding this. The first question is, did participating in the work office change your thoughts or views at all? And the second question is, do you think work offices are effective in bringing world peace?
The answer to the second question first. They certainly are effective. Whenever there are dialogues, the actual conflict does not take place. The actual conflict takes place when the dialogues stop. So dialogues are the key. And there always has been fighting between 2 different religions in the long history of mankind. Process of dialogue should always be there. And HWPL has internationalized it. And HWPL, they summoned the representatives from different countries, and they were collecting their replies, and they were taking out common things from among them. But the important thing is that they started the dialogue and they engage people in dialogue. So that is very important. And that because they are working for, their main goal is to legitimize peace through United Nations. They are working for that. But in the meantime, to stop, if not political wars, to stop the religious wars at least, this dialogue process is very important. As I said earlier, whenever they achieve their goal, this dialogue between different religions through WAP office meetings, it will have its very important contribution in that achievement of peace. Their firm belief that they will achieve their goal, that is very important. That firm belief, we also have, we workers at work, we also have that belief, and they have that belief. I saw that belief when I went to Korea, when I went there in the fourth annual commemoration of the WAP office, and I saw there the public, the students, the children, they were so much involved. They may be a minority there, but then such a large number, when they exhume and when they show the confidence and confidence of achieving that goal, I'm sure they will achieve it. In India, there is a wide scope. India is a very large country, a country of nearly 1.4 billion people. It's a very large country, and there is HWPL has not covered much land here, or much, but then there is much to do here. From the side of HWPL, of course, we'll be supporting them. So I'll support them with all my energy and all my heart.
Thank you, Allama. Now, we find it very interesting that HWPL has such strong convictions for peace. And you also said that you find it very positive. You have a positive perspective on their conviction and also on their belief. Now, how do you think this is possible?
HWPL's role is very, very important. They are trying to convince the heads of the clergy, they are trying to convince different politicians, they are trying to convince different head of the states to legislate peace. It is a very difficult thing. But then you go and look at all the reformers in the past. They started single-handedly. They were opposed. They were tortured. They were teased. But they had a conviction. That conviction is the key. They had the conviction in their goal that they will succeed. And a large number of them succeeded because that conviction that affects them, it sort of reaches out to people. The people working for them are sincere people because they are not gaining anything material, any material advantage they are not gaining, they are not getting from HWPL. So those are the persons who are very sincere for the cause. HWPL is also understanding. I know they are understanding the importance of making the masses aware. So the revolution will come through, I think, through that route.
Allama, thank you. Now, we come across to hear that you were able to receive 1,000 new registration for HWPL membership in the region of Rampur in 2018. Now, we want to hear a little bit more in detail about how it was conducted and what made you do it.
We arranged a rally here, peace rally. And a large number of people, they participated in it. It was the month of June. And so in these parts of the world, in June, the temperature goes to 48 degrees centigrade or 47, 48 degrees. It's burning heat. And within the children, the ladies, the girls, the boys, the grown-up people, and from different religions, they came out to support that peace rally. And it was a very long rally, consisting of more than 400 or 500 people. People saw everywhere throughout the city, they saw it. We were holding placards there. So we marched to the destination where we had planned the rally would end. And then we made an appeal to those persons to join the cause, gave them the pre-prepared form with the help of, in consultation with the HWPL. They did it voluntarily with very enthusiasm. Then came other persons also who heard about it, who had seen the rally, who had seen the people going through that heat, those small children and grown-up people, those people who are more than 70 years, reaching 80 years, they were walking in that heat on foot for at least 6 kilometers or 7 kilometers. So people were impressed. They started asking questions about HWPL, and we told them about it. And then they also wanted to join the cause, and probably we can do 10 times more now because we have more volunteers now. We reach out to villages, to the remotest of areas. We go there, we talk to persons, we talk to people. If we work for that, I don't think it is very difficult to enlist at least 10 million people for working for HWPL throughout India, because it's a large country consisting of 1 billion population. So 10 million is not a very unrealistic figure, telling about the cause and telling about their problems, the problems of the humanity. People listen and they do support.
Allama, now what made you to prepare this peace rally? Was it requested by HWPL?
Neither they requested in these specific words, and we planned it much in advance. We had some small short plays in the streets. We collected people. Then we took out that rally. Our workers, they participated in it very enthusiastically in publicizing, in asking people to join the rally. And people did come. And it was a large figure. In looking at the season, looking at the temperature, they had to walk for about 6 kilometers in that intense heat. It was a very, very large rally consisting of about 400 and 500 people. So we prepared for it to support HWPL. It was our plan.
Now, we heard that you prepared some gift and award for the chairman of HWPL. If I may ask, what was the gift and the award was about?
It was a token of our love and our appreciation for him. He's the person among very few persons in the world who complete the work of a decade in years, who complete the work of centuries in decades. So he's that kind of person. So we had to appreciate him. And we sent those gift souvenirs and that letters also we sent to the chairman as a form of our gratitude of his working for that great cause.
Now, Allama, I want to ask you this question. Ever since you started cooperation with HWPL and seeing how they work, has it influenced you? Or did any of method of working for peace has changed for you?
Yes and no, because I was already working when HWPL had no presence. I was already working for peace. Work was already in collaboration with different organizations. We had already been arranging interfaith dialogues, interfaith forums. So we had been doing all those things, but we were limited to India only. Mr. Manny Lee and HWPL, they came with a different plan. And that plan, that was a very important thing in our eyes, which he came up with. And it changed our perspective that we should be associated with them because, to support them, to give them strength, to reach out to the whole world. And but efforts from top to bottom, which Mr. Manny Lee is doing. Of course, we cannot imitate it. Everyone has not the same ability. And Mr. Manny Lee is doing a grand work. And it is very important that he is supported, and he is supported not only by us, it is very important that he is supported by other people around the world too.
Thank you, Allama. Now, we're already at our last question. Now, what do you think is most needed to achieve world peace, and what do you think is the biggest obstacle would be?
The most needed thing is confidence. And how the world started, there was one earth. There were no countries and no boundaries. War is there because there are boundaries. Because people, they go out of the way in promoting nationalism, as if the humanity belongs to Korea, or as if the humanity belongs to India only, or like that to some other countries. Korea was divided, India was divided. So we are working in that direction also, that we should be united. And I know the HWPL is working for the unification of Korea also. Whoever wants to go anywhere, he must go there. Whoever finds job anywhere, he must be able to go there. Then there will be no hunger in Africa. There will be no hunger in many parts of Asia then, because the world will be one, and they'll move out to other places. It will be balanced. I believe the world should be one place for all the people of the earth.
Thank you, Allama, for joining us today. And it was really memorable for me, myself, and I'm sure it was for our staff, that how devoted you are for the work of peace. And I was really, truly touched by it. Thank you once again, and I hope you have a great day.